Traders in the building, welcome to another video, welcome to the channel. We are back again with another weekly analysis as expected, of course, and today we have the dollar index, gold, US100 and US30. This time around I discarded the SPX 500, and the reason for that is because I feel as though it's the same as US100, so pretty much the charts are the same. So analyzing US100 and analyzing that one too is the same thing. So it's almost the same thing actually, but they move the same way. So in front of us we have these pairs, and we're analyzing for the week that is coming, which is from the 14th of February until the 18th of February 2022. By the way, the 14th is Valentine's Day, so for those who are dating, have a great one. I'm also gonna have a great one myself because I am dating. Now, starting with the first one on the watch list, which is the dollar index. Let me zoom out the chart. There's not much really on the charts, but what I did is I deleted everything that I had last week, and I reanalyzed so that the chart can be clean and pretty much appetizing, if that's the word to use, for those, well, eye-catchy or something like that, to actually be easier to analyze, right? So what do we have in front of us now? What am I looking for in this market for the week that is coming? So, well, to start with, I can say the market how can I put this? I don't see a complete setup at this moment, but rather what I see is that this market from here, it has more potential to continue to the upside, right? And then from there I would be looking for those short positions, maybe up to at least this as my first take profit, or that as my second, or maybe this as my overall take profit, considering the fact that it has been there. You remember that it came here, so this would be my overall take profit, which would be the third take profit. But now let's dive in deeper so you understand why I would be expecting sales exactly at that area, right? So you notice how I have this line that is drawn here, the red line. This is acting as my resistance, right? You see how every time price got here, it showed to be respecting this resistance, and actually resisted every time price was below that area. And here it was just ranging, creating another structure obviously that we had on the past videos. And but you realize that every time it got below this, it still showed to be valid. And just most recently we had the market rejecting exactly at that area. So now we are approaching again that area, hence I feel like this is really a time for us to be expecting sales in this market more than we should be expecting buys, unless of course this market can do something like a breakout. Then we can wait for a retest, then a continuation to the upside, or maybe assuming that this market comes at this area over here, then from there we can also expect buys. Because another thing is that this market came here for the first time. When it came for the second time, which was on on Thursday, I think it was on Thursday, then it bought from this area up until the level where it's at this moment. So what I'm looking for in the dollar index is pretty much that. I don't have much. I really don't have much. So this is all that I have for the dollar index. I'm looking for sales, bearish on this market, but obviously it's gonna be a pending setup. So you have to just pay attention when the market opens. It should go up. If I'm gonna enter for this sell, this market should go up, at least touch this area, then I'm gonna drop it. Or maybe it can also do something like this, because I've seen it in many scenarios. Rather, let me use this as a tool. It can do also this thing. It can come down here and again support from there and push to the upside. So it's another possibility. So depending what the market does, if it opens and just drops below, you can expect buys at this area. If it opens and goes up, you can expect sells at that area. We don't trade what we think might happen, we trade what is currently in front of us. And in front of us, this market looks as though it can either go to this resistance or this support. That's all I have for the dollar index. Now moving on to another pair, which is gold. I'm pretty much sorry for that, which is gold. On gold, I'm still bullish, and my reason for that, well, I'm bullish long term, but for short term I'm bearish, right? And let me explain why. I have a trend line here. Let me go to a daily time frame. There is a trend line that I drew, which if you can notice, it has been breached at the moment, significantly intersected from the past videos that I teach. That's how I teach you that we trade like that. If a trend line is significantly intersected, then you should know that that trend line is no longer going to be respected. That those are high chances that it's never going to be respected. You notice how we had a first touch here, we had a first touch, we got our second touch here. Had you entered here, on the third touch for that sell, you would have been profitable, of course. Or for those who use support and resistances, they would have used this as something to for their entry. It's another story. But now this trend line that we have on gold has been breached, right? So we can never leave that one uncatered for. Now that it has been breached, what I'm seeing is that not only is the trend line breached, but also the resistance that we had here, which we had for the longest of time. You will notice we had this as a resistance for many occasions over here, and now it has been broken. So what I'm looking for, the possibility is that this market from there where it is, it's gonna drop, which is then that's my short-term sell that I'm looking for. That can be a setup for Monday, Tuesday, and then maybe on Thursday, Wednesday we can expect that the market should be somewhere around about here, but I don't decide, depending on the volume that the market is going to open with. So obviously if the market opened and then immediately dropped, you would have maximized easily. So now when it gets back here, for myself, I would be strictly looking for buys, right? I'm strictly looking for buys if the market ever gets there, because this is an area where it has shown to be respecting this as a resistance. So now we know the laws of trading. An old resistance, when it gets broken, it becomes a newly formed support. So this is what I'm looking for on this pair specifically, which is gold. I'm looking for a short-term sell position. Like I said, it's a short-term sell position, and if it gets here, I'm expecting to take buys and close those sells, because obviously you see that this is a trend line. It has been broken, and we also had a resistance here. It has been broken, so we have two confluences giving us a go ahead to say this market really can be going up more than it should be going down. But another thing that I'm seeing is that sorry for that, I say another possibility is that this market might instead from that resistance might do something like this, just have an impulse to the downside. And obviously if it can come back again inside this range, I will expect something like a retest and then a continuation to the downside. Now both these setups would have two confluences. This would act as a resistance, and the trend line itself again would act as a resistance. So you'd have two confluences approving you to take a sell. Again, if it's a buy, you have this as a supporting structure, supporting thing over there, and now the trend line also is proving to be supportive. So this is what I'm looking for on gold. It's a short-term sell and a long-term buy. But if it doesn't do that, instead it comes below, I'm gonna obviously look for that position. So you need to look out for those possibilities on gold. Now going to another pair, which is US100. US100, pretty much I'm looking for buys, but then again it's an incomplete setup, right? I'm looking for buys on this pair. You will notice now in front of me I have something indicating that this market will go down, right? Now I noticed that this market might complete this downward setup in a day. This is Nasdaq, so it might just open, go up and then go down, and then from here this is where I would be actually looking for those buys, long-term buys. By the way, it can be like a week or 2 weeks to get there, depending how much volume we'll be getting from that this specific pair. But another thing that you should be paying attention to is that this market might instead, from where it is exactly, because if you go to a smaller time frame, which I should go, let's go to 4 hour. If you go to a smaller time frame, you will also notice that this there was a short resistance over here, a short-term resistance over here again. So this market might also do something like it might also try to support from here, bounce, and if it can enter inside this range again, we can be expecting this market to do something like a retest at this area and then continue for those buys. That's what I'm looking for on Nasdaq. There's not much, because really this pair is very volatile, so it's either you see something or you don't see it at all, right? If you take time trying to see a setup, then it's probably not a good idea. So this is what I'm looking for. Nasdaq might go up, come and retest this as a resistance that was broken, becoming support. It might retest and then support from there, or now that it's below that area, it will go there. When it gets there, immediately you need to look for sells. Enter for sells. If you get stopped out, then enter for buys, right? That's how I do it. Or another possibility is that this market can just continue to the downside. From here it can just continue impulse to the downside, and then from there you should be looking for buyers at least up to this area, being that your first take profit. And then maybe if it breaks above, then again you can look for a continuation to the upside. So this is what I'm looking for on Nasdaq. There's really not much to dwell on. And now going to the last pair of the day, which is US30. I'm bullish on US30, and the setup is pretty much obvious, right? But it's obvious, but it might not go in my favor, according to my analysis, of course. So you notice how we had a resistance here. Now when the resistance got broken, it proved to be a valid one, because now it tends to become a support, right? We all know that the old resistance broken becomes a newly formed support. Those are just the laws of trading. It was like that when I came, it will forever be like that. So now last week we had a setup, and we said this market was gonna buy, and it bought, and this was our take profit over there. Now our take profit got hit, right? That was our first take profit, by the way. And now the market tried to go above, but eventually found momentum to the downside, and it dropped again, coming here to retest these levels over here. So now the possibility, the number one possibility, is that this market from here, you can just take buys immediately when the market opens. Just take buys. That's the highest probability. But now the another most common one is that this market can get momentum to the downside. It might retest when it gets there, and then you should be taking those short positions at this area over there. Another one is that this market can just open and impulse to the downside, and when it gets here, you can be looking for buyers, buy at this area, and take that as your first take profit. This is not really much to do on these pairs, hence I don't dwell much on these pairs because they move a lot. So when I analyze them, I like to keep it very simple, so you don't get confused, or it doesn't become too much complicated. So I'm looking for buyers on US30. I'm looking for sells on the dollar index. I am looking for short-term sells and long-term buys on gold, and I am looking for buys, short-term sells again, and long-term buys on US100. Just to go again to show you what I'm looking for on US100. That's all I have. This market, I'm expecting this market to come at least to this low, maybe go retest and then come to this low, then from there I will buy. Or this market will just drop immensely, come to this area over here, then buy from there. Or it might go up, retest, and then we buy from there. So this is all I have for the week. If you find this video valuable, please comment down below. If you were confused, or maybe I was too fast for you, you can comment still again down below. If you love the video, you love the content, comment down below. Another thing, I'm gonna have a Telegram channel. It's still under construction, because at this moment I'm trying to see if I will be actually I'll be able to manage that page, because of now it's my time. So I don't know if really I will be able to run Telegram channel, because of now Telegram will require me to be participative on a daily basis. So I don't think I will have that time, but I'm still organizing it. I'm trying to see how I can squeeze it on my schedule. But other than that, that's all I have for now, guys. Thank you for watching up to this far. If you did, do like this video, subscribe if you find it valuable, and comment down below what should change or what should be added. And that's all I have for now. Enjoy your Valentine's Day, by the way, if you're dating. If you're not, kill the markets. That's all you need to do. Thank you for watching. I'm out, guys. I'm out.